So thank you, Sean, joining this call. This call is about, let me share my screen. So this issue show our chain environment index page. And we had a bit of conversation in the past that the data model, we believe that we can use this this feature can be used because recently we re-architected data model, and you dropped a comment here, and which leads to this issue, and then like there some re-architecting that happened in monitor side, right? And maybe some work's already done. So like you texted me yesterday that hey, PD team can work on this feature again. So yeah. So this is call about this call is about making sure that we are on the same page and we are PD team is using the right data model. Yes. Unless you have any like brief introduction on this new architecture, I just want to start ask a question. What do you think?
I think it might just be easier just to get into it. Otherwise, I'll probably just spend 20 minutes going down a rabbit hole of, alert management history. Yeah, so let's just get into it. I think it's probably the easiest way.
Mm-hmm. So, so the first question is that what's the difference between promises allowed and alert management allowed?
Yeah, so Prometheus alert is, if you think of it more as a alert rule, so it's not a alert that's actually been sent to us. It's one that we make in our end, and then we sync that over to Prometheus for them to manage. So a rule might be CPU usage over 70%, and then when that's like a rule. So it's named alert, but it's not really an instance of an alert that's been fired, if that makes sense. So previously there was Prometheus alert and Prometheus alert event.
Yeah, events.
We've now replaced the Prometheus alert events with this alert management alert model. So if you think of the alert management alert, that's kind of a event of an alert, and the Prometheus alert is the kind of setup of the alert to monitor.
So, like, did we deprecate the promises allowed? We don't deprecate it. Do we keep using it?
The Prometheus alert we are retaining because that's used to set up the alert, which will lead on to your next question. We did just deprecate the Prometheus alert event and replace it with our model. That's where this issue kind of arises from initially. And so we kind of removed everywhere we were using Prometheus alert event and replace it with our model, which is then fed into the interface. So when we chose to do more work around the alerting and kind of make this whole alert management type of idea, we basically created like a new model. We didn't use old stuff, and now we've since gone and like migrated things across to the new model. So that's why last milestone there was this kind of time where we were saving alerts in more than one place. So for one alert, we were saving a alert event and our alert management alert. since the last couple of weeks, now we're only saving the alert management alert. We're no longer saving the Prometheus alert events, and those will be removed in the next milestone probably.
So like Prometheus alert events was for the events notified by Prometheus only, and then today's alert management alert is like can handle Prometheus alert, but also like handle the other type of alerts.
Yeah.
Sort of things.
So you can kind of, it's just an endpoint, and you can send any alert you want from that and integrate with other tools that you might be running.
For example, like what is like aside from Prometheus, what would be the alert management? Like Prometheus is one of the instance generates alert, right? And sending it to GitLab. Is there any like other instance, like the kind of services that creates alert?
Yeah, so like Grafana, for example, might be something that you run, and if there's an alert firing from that, you can just feed that into our endpoint. So we're in the next milestone or two, we're doing some work to make integrations to a bunch of these, a bunch of these other tools, and allow you to kind of make your own mapping to what they might be sending. At the moment, you need to send the JSON kind of in like a format that we've specified, but moving forward, it should kind of be a bit more automatic than that. So I can share you some documentation around kind of like the JSON that you have to send. So let's add this here. So yeah, you could be receiving alerts from basically anywhere, and like alerts can, at the minimum, just contain a title, and like so they might not be associated to a environment, and they might not be associated to a
so like a user can it's an optional attribute. Environment is like user can associate with environment, GitLab environment, or it's totally
yeah. So we allow them to pass the GitLab environment name. There's actually some work I need to do to add that into this web page. If you look now, it's not currently there, but yeah, you can pass the environment name, or with the Prometheus alerts, that kind of just automatically works with our integration we've got with Prometheus.
So just to be clear, if I remember correctly, previously when Prometheus generated alert, actually like kicked the webhook, GitLab created Prometheus alerts and Prometheus alert events. Today we generate Prometheus alerts. Prometheus alerts is just a condition of alert, right? Like the evaluation, like CPU usage is over greater than 50% or something like that. And then we don't generate Prometheus alert events anymore, but instead we generate alert management alerts.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay.
Yeah. So we should have retained all the information that was in the old alert model. So there shouldn't be anything missing. So I think from what you're trying to do, it all should just work. Yeah.
So for example, if I want to get the list of alerts for a particular environment, should it be environment Prometheus? No. Maybe this is the fastest part. Environment and
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, like if we want to, like, this shows a list of alerts on a particular environment and the severity, like a bunch of useful information, right? Like when there are alerts started, when alert was resolved, acknowledged date, etc., and a bunch of useful status and severity. The and also we can get the condition the of this alert, which is promises alerts.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if it's a alert from, and I don't know if you're just only trying to solve this for Prometheus alerts, or are you trying to integrate like a generic kind of alert solution?
Yeah,
Because
I think
yeah,
so. Generic stuff.
yeah, it gets tricky because although you can save all that information, it's really on the user to provide that. You know, like they at a minimum they might only provide like something was wrong. You know, and that's it. But I think from the design I saw on that issue, it looks like you're only requiring a title and a link to the alert page, or is there more that I'm not seeing?
Here,
I'm looking at the mock-up. Yeah.
Should be alright. So, like this kind of a condition, like error rate exceeded 0.1%, this kind of the allowed condition is purchased in promises alert, right? Promises alert. And sometimes alert doesn't have promises alert if it's generated by user. Is it correct? Like
yeah. It'll
yeah.
So most alerts, unless they're made with our interface, so unless they're made on like the metrics page, they won't be associated to a Prometheus alert.
So your point is like we can show the list of alerts here, but we might not be able to show this like error rate exceeded 0.1%, some sort of things, because it's only exists in a promises alert. Is it?
Yeah, well, that text might be the title of the alert. So I've not recently looked recently, but I think a Prometheus alert, when we receive it, it kind of shows information kind of like that. Like it will provide you text about what the issue is and what the alert condition was that it's like that it's gone over, and so we can probably save that against the title on the alert. But for like everything else, it's not a Prometheus alert. Yeah, I mean that they might just say anything. Maybe it's like an iteration point of, you know, for this, you could only show Prometheus alerts on that page until we kind of have an idea of like what kind of information people are going to send to us.
Yeah, that certainly makes sense. One question is that how can I get the only promises alerts in this?
Yeah, I was thinking about this before.
Full.
Yeah, I don't think we've got a scope on it yet. But there's a method called Prometheus ? And that basically checks the monitoring tool. So we could add that into a scope, and then you should just be able to. I think all it's really doing is just testing if the monitoring tool field is set to Prometheus. That's the only check we're doing. At the moment, anyway.
Yeah, but it's technically achievable. We just
Yeah.
check that the exist of corresponding record, right? It should be feasible.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah, so we could actually update that method we've got now to check if the record exists. That's probably a better way to do it as well.
All right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Promises. This is okay. Servers are created. So this is our condition. So this is when user edited the UI.
Yeah.
But alert event is no longer created because it's deprecated and moved to
Yeah.
alert management alert. Alert management
Right.
alert is created when it's basically a freestyle alert, and then like we have a public API that user can create alerts anytime, right? Like,
yeah.
And then also Prometheus can invoke a webhook when it detected alert, and then GitLab creates automatically alert management alert.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's right.
Answered. What's a GraphQL interface? Can you get me the interface? Is everything GraphQL or REST API?
Yeah, so this recent work I did to add the environment and the alert, we've not updated the GraphQL API yet, but I mean, that's relatively easy. That you know, could be done by either our team or your team or anyone else really. But yeah, most of it is GraphQL so far. Just need to, do you want me to link to the docs or? So I think the best way to, all right. So currently, because I haven't updated the environment, it's only under projects. But if you go to projects, there's alert management alert. Do
you want to share your screen?
Yeah, I'll just link it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Yeah, so there might be things in there that are missing or that we've not, because we've only really added this when we've needed stuff in the UI. So if there's anything you think is needed to add there, make an issue and we can
yeah
add that in.
That's totally makes sense. So like everything is GraphQL, not public before API or internal API. Everything is GraphQL.
Yep.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna check that implementation later. All right. Maybe that's all. You have any advice on this issue?
No, I mean it looks interesting. I think it's it'll be awesome once it's built because it kind of integrates the two.
Yeah. So I was thinking that this is kind of like a it's belong to both side, not PD side, not a particular PD side or not particularly monitor side. And so I was thinking that it's valuable to get the opinion from them, from you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it'll be cool. Once you've uploaded this video, I can make sure everyone watches it as well, and then link to this issue. But yeah, this will be cool once it's up and running. And it was actually a good way for us to kind of move on that work to, you know, align all the models and do that work I had to do, because it was getting quite messy. We had two
Yep.
alert model events and all that stuff.
I think we can do, but just to be clear, that we can show alerts when it's active, right? Like alerts,
So
eventually it's going to be resolved by ops, or like it's automatically dismissed. And then probably we want to hide it. Like we want to just show only active alerts.
So we've already implemented that stuff. So in the GraphQL API, you can say return me alerts that are triggered and acknowledged. So that's like alerts that have recently come in, and ones that have been assigned to, you know, someone. So we've built that.
Which status should be shown in environment? This is more like a product question, though. I want to know.
Yeah.
What
so
is
have you seen our alerts page
here? This is mock. Though.
Yeah, I'll try to bring up somewhere. We've got a testing project which might be useful for me to share my screen, maybe. Yeah, I'll just jump on now. Where is it? Yeah. So up here we've got. So this is a combination of triggered and acknowledged. So you'd probably want to show what we show here. So when we query that in the endpoint, I think because you can send a array. So although this probably needs to be updated to make that obvious, but you can say, give me every alert that is, you know, triggered, acknowledged, ignored, all those things. So I'd probably just match it to be the same as this here, which is triggered and acknowledged, and then, you know, you can update them all here.
So like in this issue, we actually don't try to show multiple alerts yet. Maybe it's a future iteration, but we show only one alert. So like we can also query the most highest severity, right? Like we can get the list, and then we can get the most important one by just sorting by severity.
Yeah, I guess like it's a question of what's more important, like the most recent alert or the
eventually we're gonna maybe extend it for multiple alerts, but in this particular iteration it's more like just show one of them kind of stuff.
Cool.
One more question that this issue, this is still open. Is there any particular reason?
There's some recent work that just got merged, so this is kind of in the process of about to be closed. Like there's some
okay.
Right. Yeah, everything that we needed to do to, you know, to make it work for you is finished. So I can probably shut this issue and make another one. There's just like a bunch of other work we've got since now we've removed it to go around and just make sure it's all nice and tidy. But yeah, we can add that in another issue. So everything's kind of finished in this.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for confirmation. Yeah. I think that's all. Thank you for providing the details. I think we have enough information to work on this feature. If I got another question, maybe I'm gonna ping you in the issue. or merge request. But for now, it's enough. Thank you. Thank you, Sean, joining this call and providing all stuff. And most importantly, the working on this, the data migration, at first gave us a heads up that, it's really helpful.
No, all good.
Our lives. Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah. Have a nice day. Bye.
Cheers.